So it's April 19th. It's super late at night. It's about 1 a.m. But I'm tired. But I wanted to make a video because I had a doctor's appointment today in Vancouver, and what happened was I knew I was I know I'm ready to start testosterone, so I wanted to let my doctor know that so that I can start hormones as soon as possible. So I had an appointment with him, and I told him that I'm ready to start testosterone, and so he said that as soon as I get back from my top surgery in Ontario, that he would look into helping me start on hormones, which is super, super exciting news. Couldn't be happier. I feel like I'm really ready to start T. I've never been more ready than I am now. And I also kind of had a physical checkup today because I have a heart murmur, so I just wanted to get things checked out, pre-op stuff before surgery. So he checked my heart, and everything was looking pretty good. I just have been talking about the plans I have about like moving in with a friend soon, and like my new job, and everything that's been good for me. And he said it sounded like he said it sounded like I really trust my decisions, which I really do. I do trust my own decisions, and so I'm so excited to start testosterone. Like, I can't even. I've kind of been having I kind of had a nightmare the other night that like my doctor decided to like delay the process of me starting T, and I woke up and I started crying, and it was just like the worst possible nightmare. And so to have my doctor's appointment today, and like kind of have it reassured that I'll be starting T soon, was a huge relief. And I just can't wait for things to get started. My surgery is now I'm trying to think how many days now. I think it's like 20 days or 19 days. My surgery is now 19. Is it 19? I think it's 19 days. I might be wrong, but I'll double check that. So yeah, it's April 19th, and I can't believe I'm going for surgery really soon, and I paid it off yesterday, as I said in my other video, which is a huge relief off my shoulders. It took a lot of hard work and a lot of community support to get me where I am. And then as soon as I come back, I have a doctor's appointment the next day at the end of May with my doctor in Vancouver, just to make sure like everything went okay, and just so he can check my chest and stuff like that. And then, I'll be starting hormones really soon after, and also like moving to a different part of it. I won't be living away from the city anymore. I'll be living in the city, which I think will give me access to a lot of things that I feel like I need. And I'm going to be continuing to work, and also be volunteering, and like resting and healing all of the summer. And one cool thing is that like last week was the Versus Poetry Festival, because I'm a poet. So basically Versus is like a poetry festival that happens in Vancouver every year, where poets from across Canada come. So poets from Toronto and Ottawa and Calgary and all that were in town. And I really personally like the festival itself is super expensive, but I personally really enjoy the fact that there are a lot of poets who are POCs who come and participate in the Versus Poetry Festival. So like I got to do a workshop with a poet who has really inspired me, and who like I just really value their work and have a lot of respect for them. So I got to do the workshop, and then I went to the Canadian Individual Slam Championships, and so basically I got to see rad poems up on stage. Someone did a couple poems about gender, which I really appreciated. I felt really connected to that. And as a poet, I feel like sometimes it's hard for me to talk about that shit in certain spaces. Not so much in the POC community, but more so in like white spaces. So it was cool for me to hear poems on stage about racism and, you know, real shit. It just felt really good to hear that. And so I feel really good about like my surgery and testosterone and the synchronicity between like my writing and my poetry and what I want to continue to do. Yeah, so it's April 19th, and I just wanted to check in, and yeah, I'll talk to you later. Have a good night.